For this video, I'm going to show you the Uber requirements and the Lyft requirements for Miami. First off, starting with Uber, the minimum age to drive is 21 years of age or older. If you're younger than that, unfortunately, you can't drive for Uber in Miami. In addition, you need a valid driver's license, proof of work eligibility, social security number, proof of vehicle registration, proof of vehicle insurance, and a valid and clear driver's profile photo. Now, in terms of the vehicle, and remember, if your car does not qualify for Uber, you could still rent one through Uber. The vehicle needs to be 15 years old or newer, a four-door vehicle, good condition with no cosmetic damage, and no commercial branding. Under the registration, Uber accepts both official and temporary registration documents. The vehicle does not need to be registered in your name to qualify, but the VIN on the insurance must match the VIN on the registration, which makes sense. And then lastly, when it comes to insurance, all drivers must maintain their own insurance policy in accordance with state and local laws. Big, huge pro tip for a lot of drivers: if you're going to be driving, get rideshare insurance as well. I've already done videos about this. It can be as cheap as $6 extra a month. Well worth it in case something happens. Now, before I go to Lyft, I do want to talk about UberEats, as the rules are a little bit different and the barrier to entry is a lot smaller than Uber. I'm going to go down here and highlight this part, just like so. When it comes to UberEats, you can either use a car, a bike, or even be on foot. So as you can see here, if you're delivering by car, you must be at least 19 years old. So you can be younger to deliver for Uber Eats. You have to be older to drive for Uber. You have to have a two-door or a four-door car. So that's another big thing too. I've had some people say, hey Mark, I have a two-door vehicle and I want to drive for Uber and Lyft. Unfortunately, you can't, but you can do Uber Eats. And of course, you need a valid driver's license. If you're delivering by scooter, so you can even do it by scooter, you must be 19 years old, have a motorized scooter under 50cc, and of course a driver's license. And then going down here, if your deliveries will be completed by bicycle or on foot, you must be at least 18 years old. So you can be 1 year younger if you're on foot or delivering by a bicycle, which is great. So let's say you just graduated high school, for example, and you want to start working. You can get on a bicycle, you can get that workout in while also making money. And then you need a government issued ID. But remember, there's a huge difference between a government issued ID and a driver's license. So you don't even need an actual driver's license to start working for Uber Eats while being on a bicycle or on foot. Now going to Lyft, and I will say Lyft is typically a little bit more strict in terms of the vehicle requirements, 2010 or newer, at least at the exact time in this video. 4 doors, 5 to 8 seats, including the drivers, a valid license plate, out-of-state plates are also acceptable. Keep that in mind. Not on the list of ineligible subcompact vehicles. Or remember, like I said with Uber, you can also rent a car for Lyft through their Express Drive program. Now, in terms of the driver requirements, this is what's kind of frustrating about Lyft. Like I said, they're more strict. Is not only do you need a valid driver's license, like I just mentioned, but you need to be 25 years or older. That is kind of unfortunate. I'm not gonna lie, that it's 25 years or older. I feel like with Uber being 21 years or older makes more logical sense to me, but 25, I mean, if you're in college and you wanna drive for Lyft and Uber to make side cash, which I think is great for college students, well, you can't do it with Lyft. You can only do it with Uber and or Uber Eats. Of course, you have to pass a driver screening. So I wanna say, this is not just a background check, they are also gonna review your driving history. So keep that in mind. Then lastly, when it comes to the documents, you need proof of vehicle insurance, proof of registration, and then lastly, a photo.